Now we're going to do the triangle. Now here are some triangles. Here's a triangular table leg, so like that. Here's a little container that was really just a triangle sample, and I just put some milk paint on to try some milk paint patterns and drilled a hole in it and made a little weed pot. So even your little scraps you're going to be able to drill and use for containers and things. Now we have to think about this one in a different way. In this one, we're going to not draw a line like we usually do across the center. We're just going to put a line like this to find the center. Okay, so we just want to find the center in there, but we don't want to extend the lines because we're going to get really confused as to which line we should turn when we put all our lines on. So just a center line. Okay. Then we're going to take a compass, and I like this compass. This is a French pencil compass. It's so much better to have the pencil coming in here than to have 2 points and then a pencil. For some reason that's very awkward, it gets in the way. So I'm just going to come in here and make a circle the size of the material. Now I just traced this block onto here, so that's how I got this size. So this is the material I have. Now we have the same thing here. The further out on a line we go, the sharper it's going to get. But now we're going to do this for this one. This is my radius. I'm going to just keep this compass at the same angle, and I'm going to come out, and anywhere on this line, it doesn't matter where, I'm going to pick a point, and I'm going to start walking around this piece. This is going to give me 6 segments, and then I'm just going to choose every other one. This is not going to be exact. I think I forget that when you do this you're off by pi or something like that, but anyway, it's going to be close enough for us. I don't even know what pi is. I don't know why I said that. All right, so there's a point. I'm just going to choose a point, this one, and the center line here, and I'm going to connect them. And then I'm going to come to here, and I'm just going to connect those. So I'm doing every other one. This gives me pretty much an equilateral triangle. All right. Now I have this same decision to make about where do I come out on the line, but now this is going to be way more forgiving. The triangle, although it's a little harder to mark for some people, it's way more forgiving. You can come way out here and it doesn't matter because you're turning the space in between your axes, and so you don't lose your point unless you do a curve or something. So there's that one. Let's say I go to here. So I just randomly hit the same one I did on the ellipse. There I go, there and there. And then I'm going to come to here. So this will give me a triangle like this. All right, so if I keep these marks, I'm going to end up cutting away this, and I'm going to end up with this triangle. Now, if I decide to come in closer, I'm still going to get a triangle. It's just going to look rounder. So same thing, I come out on this line with this radius, pick any point, walk around this edge, Try to be really right as on it as you can be. All this offset turning is about accuracy of marking. So the more accurate you are, the more consistent your product is going to be. And then there's my original right there. Okay, so I'm going to come in with this one here, here, and here. All right, but this time, instead of coming way out here on these axes, I'm going to come closer to the center, and I'm going to get kind of a rounder look. So I'm just going to pick a point like this, come out to my furthest point. So I'm moving out here about 3/8 of an inch or something like that. This one I can just move around with my divider right from the center like that. Okay, so that just, it's going to give me a triangle. It's just going to be plumper, a plumper triangle. So that we can see it easier, I'm going to go for this one. So I have to do everything exactly as I did it on this one. I'm going to come here, find just the center point, and if I want to be really accurate, I do all 4 corners to find that. So then my center point is right there in the middle of those, right there. So then I'm going to come in and make my circle. And I actually have to come in a little because I'm really close to the edge over here, and I want to be able to make sure my point when I'm walking around is engaged in the wood. So I keep the radius exactly the same. Pick any point out here on this circumference. Make your marks, walk around. Okay, and there's my original one. So I was actually pretty close on this one too. All right, so then my points, I'm going to come from this circle to this circle, from this circle to this circle, and from this circle to this circle, or point to point. All right, then I'm going to take these marks off of this paper. And I'm going to put them here. So you can see already this is different in the marking because we just want to find the center. We don't want to put lines all the way across. But now it's different in this way also. We're not going to mark the other side because although I could take a pencil and try to carry this line down and carry this line, it's going to get very convoluted. So on this end, all I'm going to do is find the center. And I'm going to go to the lathe and I'm going to start with, oops, see, I almost did it because we're so used to going all the way to those edges. So I'm just going to find my center here. And I'm going to poke it. All right, and we're going to go to the lathe and we're going to carry these lines over on the lathe after it's a cylinder. Let's go do that.